For me, Cook County culture and aesthetics is the culture of the people that are native here.
A lot of different people who live here for different reasons, be it artists, musicians, families who grew up here, young couples who choose to live here and raise their families.
The culture obviously centers a lot around the natural environment.
I've never seen a place with so many silent auctions and spaghetti feeds and whip rounds for folks who are having a hard time.
People are pretty conscious of the fact this is a special place.
The station went on the air in 1998, and I think prior to that, for 10 years, different community members were throwing sock hops and having bake sales and trying to fundraise to make this become a reality. It's been interesting. It's been a lot of growth. We moved from a little space in the school that they created for us to our own building on the highway, on the way into town, so we're visible.
I am just really overwhelmed by the support and the loyalty that our listeners have to WTIP. I've not seen that before.
We have over 80 volunteers now, 9 staff. I mean, the population here isn't that big. And so I think that's a huge chunk of people coming in and out of the station, contributing to it. I mean, the door is really open, not just if people want to learn how to do radio but if people have an opinion on something or they want to talk about issues that matter to them or the community, we have so many ways that people can express that.
I think the attempt in general by the station to be youth inclusive is a risky thing to do with a listenership that's bound to be older people. Radio is not necessarily the flaming desire of most young people. However, I'm surprised at how many young people really take to it. At first I thought, why would you want to do that? That's not our demographic. But it's really good for the community, because the community, the more they hear thoughtful young people discussing and participating in their community, the more they're going to finally realize that maybe they can take young people as seriously as they wish they had been taken when they were young people.
We were in this new building, this wonderful place that's a community center, and we turned part of this, dirt parking lot into a vibrant community garden space that provided a place for people to grow food and come together, So we did receive a grant for that, and that enabled us to do that project, and it's, year after year, it's something that it continues to be used.
Well, before WTIP was here, it seemed like you were very isolated. The newspaper came out once a week, and and everybody waited for that time, and then you'd read the newspaper and find out what's happening.
Well, I think this is pretty remarkable. I don't think you're going to find an organization like this in many communities. I think what it's managed to do is capture what we talked about earlier, the character of the community being engaged in what's going on in the world and in the community, creative, and made up of interesting people.
What makes WTIP unique in its programming is the knowledge of the staff and the volunteers of the community. We've got a very good idea of who is listening, and because we know our friends and our neighbors up here. And what we're trying to do is bring music, entertainment, public affairs, commentary, all sorts of things to people that they will enjoy, they will respect, and they will listen to. So when we say community radio, yes, it's the North Woods, the North Shore, but it's beyond that. It's people whose hearts are in the North Woods and the North Shore.
Was that exciting enough?